out that it wasn't even real, I wasn't sure why everybody was so upset, but
Okay.
It actually seems more like they buckled under the pressure of the community than anything. I mean,
Yeah. Oh, wait, save it.
all right.
This is what we're about to do.
what did Snoop say?
It'd be like, we'll start
I
like
said this-
half an hour after we talk about it.
Yeah, I said this so much better
you
20
stole
minutes
my
ago.
point, you fucker.
Yeah. You're like, that sounds so smart. All right, I'm going to play some music. You guys won't be able to hear it, and then I'm going to fade it out when I start talking. So,
Are you using my song?
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to write to this kid and ask him for permission after the fact, though.
Fuck that shit.
Whatever.
Let's go.
All right.
I'm really fidgety. I have a hard time, like, holding still. Like, I don't want to go all over the
Dude, you
place.
gotta learn the pen twirl, man. So
Right.
calms me down.
It's working.
Welcome, everyone, to the very first episode of the Game Speak. I'm your host, FakeThriller, and joining me today is my buddy and fellow Shoosty Bang member, Snoov603. How's it going, Snoov?
Pretty good.
And along with Snoov, we have YouTube commentator, director, Veggie 530. What's up, Veggie?
Not much. I'm just hanging out with you guys.
All right. And our guest for this episode is everyone's favorite gaming buddy, Stoob67. What's going on, Stoobs?
What's going on?
All right. I guess we can get it started with the big topic of the moment right now, which is actually the Billionaires Challenge. This podcast is going to focus on Call of Duty and Call of Duty gaming, the YouTube community, and everything. So the biggest thing that's going on right now in the YouTube community is this Billionaires Challenge. So do any of you have like a brief history that we can just run through to get the conversation started of the Billionaires Challenge?
Brief history of what happened recently, or
Yeah, just from the very beginning.
as far everything that I've been listening to, because I didn't keep a huge track of like everybody going down and winning $10,000. I was like, well, it's not my money. Who cares?
Right.
But I mean, from what I gathered, whoever this guy is that was actually providing the money and everything, I guess, is kind of shady. And you know, once he was on the stream with the sex toys and then making jokes about streaming people committing suicide, I guess people didn't like that much. And
Yeah.
YouTube, Woody's gamer tag, that's the video I watched first, and he seemed to regret not saying something at the time, so he dropped out.
Well, okay.
And-
Well, let's rewind just like real quick, because that seems to be the big issue, is the quote unquote troll or joke about live streaming someone's assisted suicide. To me, it sounds like somebody said something and then realized that there was going to be a backlash, so they backpedaled real quick. Do you think it was a joke to begin with?
I do, yeah.
Okay.
I don't think it was real. No,
Just a bad joke?
yeah,
Okay.
something to make somebody's pants set on fire there, and just really get them pissed at you.
Yeah.
See, I don't know. I'm not entirely sure about that because I don't know. Are we naming names here? Should we just keep it?
Yeah,
The guy. Okay. Well, the guy that's running it. I mean, he's not really a part of the YouTube community at all. But it's Alki David.
Yeah.
And
Say his name. That's fine.
Yeah. If anyone's familiar with him, he's like a social media mogul. He made a shit ton of money by creating like they're just dabbling in the social media. And I think that was his whole goal, was to grab like all these big name YouTubers and try and exploit them in some way to make money for himself through his own, I believe it's his website, Filmon.
Yeah, filmon.com.
Right? Yeah.
Yep.
Plug.
And so we don't get anything. I don't know, man. Like, part of me at first was like, it's probably just like an off-color joke that was like in hindsight was a stupid thing to say, but The more you look into it, it really seems like the guy was just trying to exploit all these, big YouTube commentators to get everyone to come to his website, blow it up, and then do something ridiculously out there.
Well, that's one of the
to
things.
Attract even more attention.
Well, that's one of the things I noticed too. Is in his like retraction video or explanation video where he was talking about how it was a joke, and the first like half of the video was him promoting like all the great stuff that's about to happen on his website and everything. Like the guy's a promoter and like a publicist till the end. Like he's not wasting an opportunity to keep boosting his website traffic or anything like that. So he goes and he makes the big bad joke. Nobody reacts at the time. People, I mean, my Twitter feed was going crazy at the time, saying like shit just got weird. And then the next day, like I didn't know it was actually even happening because I wasn't able to tune into the live stream and stuff. But my Twitter feed's blown up with like remarks about like vibrators and dildos and assisted suicide. And like last I checked, it was supposed to be about playing Call of Duty. But and then it took like 24 hours, and then everyone just started dropping like flies. Does anyone know who's still in it?
I have no clue.
I mean, Wings didn't pull out of it, but he said that the rest of his team did, so he was going to have to because he had no one else to play with.
From what I watched today, I'm trying to keep up with it. Only use my blade. It wasn't clear, but to me, like he never said I'm backing out. I think he's still in it. He's indifferent to the whole thing. He's like, everyone calm down. You're blowing out of proportion. It's not a big deal. But I don't recall him ever saying one way or the other, he's in or he's out.
I actually saw a tweet, and this is actually the whole like moral values of everyone involved in this is kind of being called into question just by association. But Blade is sticking out in particular for me because he actually tweeted he's like still going to LA or wherever it is. He actually tweeted saying that he's going there with
Party.
Well, he said he's going there with the purpose to like troll Alki David, like to do something to him in person or something like that. But that seems like a huge waste of time and a bad situation to get yourself in if a guy's paying for your way out and then you're going to fuck with him while you're there.
Yeah.
And
announce it on YouTube.
And announce it on Twitter and everything. And then hope to God the guy doesn't know it's coming. And secondly, hope he still pays for you to get home, unless you plan on spending extra money. So I don't like that. It's kind of sketchy. I don't know why Blade would even bother going out there still, but I mean, to each their own. It's his call.
Right. I don't know. I'm reading his Twitter feed too, and you're right. It says he's still going there, but I'll represent the community best I can, and I'll let him know why he's a piece of shit.
Yeah, but I don't.
It's hard to tell
What?
because the vibe I get from him in his commentaries, he's a wise ass. Not like I'm not saying that in a negative manner. I just think he's like a prankster wise ass, like fun loving, but he's really good at ribbing people.
He's a good troll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess that's what I put.
All right. Well, maybe it'll turn out well. I guess it could only be entertaining for us. We don't have to worry about any of it. So.
Yeah.
The thing my personal opinion on it is I think the guy is still getting way too much attention than he deserves. Like it clearly was an exploitation in my mind of our little gaming community here, and he's like how does like what gives him the right to come in and take like the biggest names out of our community, and all of a sudden they're all bending to his will. They're all doing what he wants because he's throwing a little bit of money around.
The guy's a billionaire. He's just bored.
Yep.
Yeah, I know, but like, I mean, I guess if I got a bunch of money dangled in front of my face, it probably would feel like the big time for them. Like I know everyone's wondering what this YouTube thing is going to parlay into, and maybe they thought this was the beginning of it.
Assisted suicide and dildos.
Yeah, well, everything was great until that.
If we just have the right elements.
Yeah, I know. Like,
Well, you take out like the bullshit that came with that when Alki David came along. I mean, the guy obviously knows social media. I mean, he's a billionaire. He's in like the top 50 richest people in the UK, if I read correctly. I can actually double check that. He's the 45th richest man in the UK, all through doing social media stuff. So he knows his shit, and like what he came in to try and do with the YouTube community, it's a fucking smart idea. You have to admit it. Like the way he executed it was obviously dumber than shit.
Well,
but overall, like,
I mean, it was a success. The first round was a success, like the commentator challenge or whatever.
right?
So it was working. It's just, I mean, I wish I could have seen the stream or something so I could get a better judgment on what actually happened and who is the one that really got out of hand. But it seemed like he was being able to get another thing going for him, and I'm sure he's making way more money than he's giving away because, I mean, maybe he lost money with all this now since it was kind of cut short, but I don't know. Do we want to move on to the next topic?
Well, the one thing that bugged me about the whole thing is kind of how there was no moral outrage while it happened from at least the YouTube commentators, but afterwards, once people seemed to be really pissed off about it, and Woody's gamertag in particular, I hate to name names, but he put out a video and I was watching it, and he was talking about how he knows that his audience is younger, and he should have stood up for the fact that they shouldn't be having sex toys and that on the live stream. And I was sitting there thinking, like, I listened to Painkiller already, and you have porn stars,
I know,
fleshlights, and animal porn that you link to. Like, the whole thing just seemed really disingenuous.
That's like every other episode too. Like that
so it seemed really
shit.
Disingenuous, and I'm not sure what the real outrage, I think, was just the negative publicity. And because, I mean, if I was in the situation, I wouldn't think anything of it. If somebody said they were going to, stream assisted suicide, I wouldn't even take it seriously.
So you think everyone got home, like all the commentators got home, started talking about it, and they were like,
well, it's kind of like the giveaways, because when like White Boy and X-Jaws were doing a lot of giveaways, there wasn't necessarily anything bad about it. Like, maybe showing the sex toys on the live stream wasn't necessarily horrible, but there was such an outrage about it, eventually they stopped.
Yeah.
And it wasn't because they thought they were watering down content, it's because they didn't want the negative publicity.
Right.
It's like they succumbed to the pressure of the masses.
Well, but it would the pressure of the masses, I would say, was started by other big members in the community. Like there was I was watching my Twitter feed while it was happening because I was at work, but there was a lot of people like the Trout 91 was being really outspoken about how silly everything was, and I think Gold Glove was being outspoken. Actually, Elkie David made a video where he called people out, and I think a lot of those people that he called out, like he had their names written on toilet paper. I don't know if you saw that.
No,
anyone see that video? Like Elkie David did like a follow-up video where he called out like 6 or 7 YouTube commentators that were like talking a bunch of shit about how everything was going on, and so I think where you're talking about like the bad publicity is if there was enough, like there's no doubt that like Wings and Woody and all them, like that David Elkie Elkie David got the biggest commentators out there, but when these smaller like medium-sized commentators like Trout, and obviously they're big, but they're just not as big as Woody, like Gold Glove and them, they all sort of rallied and got their fans saying this is stupid, like, and that sort of snowballed, and I think that's where most of the pressure came from. I don't think they're necessarily worried about long-term effects like you were saying about being associated with sex toys or anything like that, because they do that on a weekly basis.
Yeah, seriously, and a video basis sometimes. So
it kind of came down to like commentators policing themselves and using the community to police themselves and everything. So I guess all's well that ends well, but it makes you wonder. It makes you wonder where it would have gone if everyone had just kept their mouth shut and was like, "I guess we're doing this now." I guess.
Oh, what are the fucking chances?
YouTube
keep going. Don't worry about me.
Are there any more thoughts?
Nope. I'm gonna hear hell later on because I just hung up with my sister-in-law. But that's what she gets for interrupting.
Yeah.
Does she know we're talking about YouTube?
Nope. She has no idea.
Clearly doesn't understand. All right. Well, I guess we could go ahead and move on to the. The next big controversy that's going on right now in the YouTube community, which is bumping Subbox videos. Does anyone have an explanation as to exactly what this is, just to refresh anyone that doesn't know?
Yeah, I mean, I I guess it was yesterday before, this guy, commentator, Ukrainian Limbs, and someone else that was on, I forgot.
Ricky Chops, I think.
Ricky Chops, yeah. They basically put it out there that, or made people aware that bumping was going on, and they kind of explained how it worked. And they basically said, you need to stop doing this because it's not fair to other commentators. And from what I learned today is that, a lot of people were like, what's the big deal? It's not a huge deal. And then I look at my sub box and I see basically every commentator talking about it, saying how they don't do it, this and that. And then the last thing I read was Ukrainian Limbs basically saying, well, if it's not a big deal, then I'm going to show you how to do it. And he posted up a video showing everyone how to bump the sub boxes. And it was kind of ridiculous, but he was trying to make a point. Well, if it's not a big deal, then I'm just going to show everybody.
But that's such a silly way to do it, and it's kind of immature to be doing that.
But, it's kind of weird because, like, I never even knew about it. And now I'm like, you know what? I have noticed my sub box is out of order.
Yeah.
I have noticed it in the past, but my personal opinion is I'm a pretty I steadily watch my YouTube, and I go down my lists. I go down to the ones where I knew I watched it last. So me personally, it's not a big deal, but I could see where someone would think it's wrong.
Yeah. Well, that's like, and just so we're clear to anyone who might be listening to us that doesn't know exactly what's going on, the way it works is, let's say I upload a video and it's been up for 10 hours, and then by that time, 5 or 6 or 7 other people that are in your sub box have uploaded a video. So mine should be 6 or 7 slots down in your subscription box. If I simply start another upload, it'll jump my video to the very top of your sub box. It's like a glitch in the system.
And
what
people do is they put up like a 1-second video that's unpublished.
Right.
And then it works.
Yeah, so it's an instant upload. It glitches out the YouTube system, sends your old video to the top, because it must know that there's a new FakeThriller video or something like that. So it tries to find the most recent one that it can display, and it
FakeThriller video. If you're gonna be talking about this, at least plug our own channel here, man.
You be quiet.
Well, the thing that kind of bugs me about the whole thing is that most of these guys talk about themselves like they're a business, like they're a proprietorship.
Yeah.
And one of the major staples of being a business or a business owner is business integrity and business ethics. Mm-hmm. And doing something like this, or miscategorizing videos, or putting MW3 in the title and tags to make people think that it's about that when it's not.
Yeah.
None of that is practicing good ethics for business. And if you're going to pretend like you're running your own business, at least you got to act like it. And
right.
If you're bringing dishonesty into it, you're losing me there. I mean, I never really cared that much when people did the giveaways. I mean, it watered down the content, but there was nothing dishonest or anything about it. When you're doing something like this, now you're kind of using elements of dishonesty to try to promote yourself and get more money, and at the expense of other people, too. So.
Right. Well, and with the giveaways, too, it's kind of a weird situation because, I don't know, I'm sure it's the same for just about all of us because we all have active YouTube accounts, and when the YouTube homepage now for us is sort of like your friends' activity or your subscriptions and stuff, it doesn't even bring us... In order to get to those front pages where it shows most favorited and all that, you actually have to not be signed into your account, like to just go to youtube.com. So for the majority of everyone who was liking and favoriting videos, it didn't even affect for all those contests and everything. So it was interesting. It was interesting the way it didn't affect the people who were causing it.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's my take on it, is if you're incorporating kind of dishonest stuff or morally ambiguous stuff into promoting yourself, then you're going to get some backlash, and it's kind of deserved. Because if you're being dishonest, I mean, how's that any different than faking a nuke and getting a lot of views out of it? I mean, it's all dishonest. So I mean,
right?
It's really, it's going on in the background. You just don't know, and it's just like now it's blown out of proportion. Everyone's talking about it, and it's just not that. Honestly, for me, it's not a huge deal.
Yeah.
No, it's not. It really
these
isn't.
Commentators putting up these videos. You know, we're not doing it.
Well,
don't worry, we're not doing it.
I don't even understand why you'd really do it, because like they seem to be saying that these big name guys are the ones doing it. Like that, everyone's alluding to certain people that are doing it, but at the same time, aren't these same people uploading multiple videos a day?
Yeah.
So why? Yeah. Like they're gonna be 2 or 3 spots in my sub box anyway. Yeah. Like maybe they're 1 or 2 spots from the top. It's not like I watch the very top video. I scroll through my sub box and decide what I'm going to watch.
XCal, I think, got accused of it because he uploads multiple videos a day, and
right. Well,
so he's always at the top of the sub box.
That's the other thing is
2 or 3 a day.
Is Ukrainian Limbs like going out and showing us, like, first of all, telling everyone about it. Like, I don't think I didn't know about it until he made the video yesterday. Like, I had no idea that you could even do it or that it was an issue. But now he's enlightened everyone to it. So he's arming all these people that don't even fully understand it. And now everyone's like bitching about being accused of bumping videos when they're just legitimately uploading.
It's almost
video.
like making a video. Hey, boosting happens, but hey, this is how you do it.
Right. Yeah.
It might open up the doors for a lot of people to start doing it. But
I think Ukrainian Limbs is a little bit of an attention hog.
Yeah.
In the sense of the way he did this, because he obviously, is getting views from it and
right. Well, and
negative and positive feedback, but
he's trying to hide under the noble banner of I'll put your ethics to the test. Like, if it's not that big of a deal, let me test everyone's ethics, and we'll see if it becomes a big deal.
I think a logical person can agree that when it comes to YouTube, like, morality is so, I don't know, it's really fluid. I mean, there's nothing terrible going on YouTube. I mean, there's no murders happening on YouTube.
Right.
These things are so insignificant to most people that it's really not that big. And I'm kind of with Only Use Me Blade on that, it's just YouTube.
Right.
Now, since this community is kind of in a vacuum where, everything happens in YouTube, kind of affects everybody in YouTube, people take it seriously if they have money depending on it. But, I mean, overall, I don't think bumping's a big deal, but like if you're like XJaws and you're going to say that you're, the only reason you miscategorize videos is because gaming gets the shaft from YouTube, you can't do stuff like this as well, You can't do too many things that are just morally ambiguous.
Right. How many times can you do
and have
stuff?
people on your side?
Yeah. How many times can you do stuff and then try and backpedal out of it and be like, no, I was just seeing how it works, or I was just trying it. I was just doing it to keep up with everyone else that was doing it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm sure people will continue to do it, and it won't affect any of us. Because all you have to do, I heard, is if you X out a video after you watch it, like in your sub box, it won't show up again, regardless. So that's a simple solution for viewers. If you just X out every video that you watch or have no intention of watching, then you don't have to worry about your sub box being dominated.
Well, tomorrow, now people are going to be like, why can't I get this damn Veggie video to go away?
You're going to be sitting there frantically re-uploading things over and over again. It's whoever can do it faster. All right, let's get away from the drama topics, and let's go into a little bit of video game discussion.
Now you gotta be careful which one you pick, because there's a lot of good ones. Better make that first one a good one.
Well, the first one I'm going to talk about because I think we're going to actually spend the least amount of time on it, because I might be alone in this entire category, is Halo. Has anyone else here played Halo, like, for more than an hour?
No.
2 hours? No.
I was really big into the campaigns up to Halo 3. Then after that, it's all my experience.
Did you play Halo 2 online though? Like,
I played Halo 3 multiplayer.
Okay.
I didn't dig it, but
okay.
The campaign was great.
I played Combat Evolved on the PC online.
Okay.
And I played Halo 2 just single player, and 3 I did play online as well as Reach. I didn't make it very far in Reach because I didn't really like it.
Okay.
But I mean, I've got a good couple of days of playtime into Halo at least. Okay. Halo 3 that is. So.
All right. Well, then I'll direct my question at you because I'm sure you heard about the Halo 1 remake.
Yeah.
That's what I want to talk about. And I'm excited for some of the Halo Combat Evolved maps to come back for Halo Reach, but the thing I'm most excited about this Halo 1 remake is so people can stop saying, like, remake Call of Duty 4.
Oh, God.
Because Halo 1, the remake will come, it'll get in our community and everything, it'll get a shining light for about a week and a half. You might see some gameplays up on Respawn, but then it'll flatline immediately. Like, people go... Especially whenever it comes out this fall, you might not even see any videos about it. But I'm sick and tired of people saying Call of Duty 4 was the greatest game ever made, and they just need to remake it.
Yeah, I love Martyrdom and 3x Frags and M40 ACOG.
Yeah.
The M40 ACOG, that's a one-hit kill to the foot. I love it. Juggernaut, NoobTube, bring it all on.
Yeah, just remake that shit. That's all you got to do, and sell it for $60. And that's the thing, too, is I don't know how much this Halo remake is going to be, but... it doesn't make any sense to be remaking games people can just go and play. And Halo makes a little bit of sense because they're going to integrate matchmaking and everything, so you can have it on Xbox Live.
It seems like it's going to start becoming a little bit of a trend because they're also remaking Resident Evil 4. That's single player, but they're going to remaster it in HD and release it as a game on the PlayStation Network and Xbox Live Marketplace sometime in the fall. And I think they're going to start doing that with a lot of classic games like PS2 games and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And try to get some more profits going, I guess, because it's probably cheap to do.
See, I'm a Resident Evil fanboy, so I'm totally accepting of like all these remakes that they do.
Yeah, me too.
And I'll buy it. Like I have Resident Evil 2 and 3 on like PlayStation 1, Dreamcast, GameCube, and I downloaded it on the PSN. So I paid for the same game 4 times, and it literally hasn't changed. So, I mean, I'm down for all that, but yeah, I think it's only a matter of time until they start remaking things. And I sort of wish they would actually get more classic PS2 games for download on the PlayStation Network.
Yeah, I just got the God of War games, and they're actually really fun. But the thing about remaking games that are so multiplayer heavy, like Halo and stuff like that, it's like, why wouldn't I just play the new game you have out?
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be like, I'll have nostalgia for like 5 minutes and be like, oh, I'm out of here.
Yeah, this is pretty cool, except I'd rather just play the one 50,000 more people are playing.
Well, especially if they have peer-to-peer servers on a game, like, who wants to get on a game that only has like 10,000 people on it and try to get a good connection? Like Medal of Honor. Medal of Honor turned into a terrible game because there was only, 1,000 people online. You can't get a connection, even if you really loved Medal of Honor. And it's gotten the same way on COD 4 lately. If I don't have host, like I don't play it.
Yeah.
Or MW2 World at War. Like I don't enjoy them anymore unless I got host.
Black Ops.
Oh, in Black Ops, yeah. I get host like 70% of the time in Black Ops, so 70% of the time I enjoy the game.
Yeah.
Like, minus the percentage of the time that everybody's like camping with Ghost,
right?
And there's my enjoyment level on it.
I got my new perk. It's called Lag Pro.
Be able to strafe bullets without moving.
All right, so I just wanted to get your take on Halo, and I want to call it right now that Halo 1 will come. It'll be a flash in the pan and it'll be gone. Halo 4 I'll look forward to, but that's a year away, a year and a half away. Let's go on to the big topic for the night, Call of Duty Black Ops. Has anyone played it?
I played it all double XP weekend.
Are you your 14th Prestige now?
On double XP weekend I marathoned until my eyes were bloodshot from 11th Prestige to 14th.
Now, and you're staying at 14th?
I got all the pro perks by level like 38 or something. Oh, wow. So there's no way I'm prestiging.
So now what's the appeal? Like I know obviously everyone stayed at 9th Prestige for Modern Warfare 2 because of all the hacked lobbies, and if you had 10th Prestige you were constantly getting accused of being a hacker. That sort of carried over to Black Ops. Is that you just do it because it's 14th Prestige, or you like the emblem, or?
I just didn't want to put the extra time into ranking up and getting the pro perks, and the only thing you get for 15th is you get another emblem, and
You get a
Like,
you get a
it's
pretty
not that big of a
distracting
deal to
title
me.
card too that like flashes. It's like a,
Yeah, the flashing title. It's like,
Yeah.
okay. I wouldn't use it anyway, so
yeah. It's
so I didn't really have a reason to prestige. Now I'm just focused on, I don't know. It's kind of boring.
right. You don't have anything to do.
Now I'm not ranking up, and
that's
it's not like you can get like headshots and stuff to get camo. So it's basically just playing to get money to get gold guns, and that's about it.
That's kind of a tough road, though. It happens so infrequently, right? Get like to save up enough money to. Well, it's 15,000, right?
50.
50,000.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah, so you-
that's quite the road to be able to unlock a gun.
I get like maybe 30 or 40, and then I go into the high stakes wager matches.
Yeah.
High
And the
roller.
winner, yeah, the winner gets 30, and that's what I play to try to get the gold guns. But I don't even risk it unless I know I'm going to get host.
Right.
I just keep going in until I'm the only person in the
Yeah.
lobby, and there's no way I'm playing sticks and stones or one in the chamber because that's not guaranteed. So
Oh
it's,
man,
The gun
it's
game and
really
sharpshooter.
tedious.
dude, Six and Stones
That's-
and One in the Chamber are my pedigree.
That's-
I love those games.
That's
For
quite the
low
grind.
money, I'll do those, but not for 10,000. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, I won a one in the chamber once, or I was about to. I was placed in first, I think, and then I had to kill the last guy, but then I got disconnected and I lost all my money.
See, I'm really cheap. Like when we're in the lobby and like we're going into the game, like guys, I'm hosting. I'm pulling the plug if I don't win. You
Yeah.
should leave right now. Just leave all your money here with me.
Just join the game and then leave.
Just leave, okay? Leave. You know?
All right, so
Never works, but
sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but Veggie, you have the game for PS3 and Xbox?
yeah, actually, I just traded in my Xbox version since I was never on it anymore.
Okay.
Uh,
And Stoobs, I know you have both, and
Yeah, I play both.
I have both, but what's your take on, like, what did you have for the map packs, Veggie? Did you not buy any map packs for Xbox, or do you have some?
no, not on Black Ops. On MW2, I bought all the map packs for both systems, and it was fine. But I thought it was kind of a waste of money to get both. So
Right.
on this one, like I just play on a friend's account since he's like a noob.
Yeah.
You know, so I just get his stats ranked up higher and everything, and he gets the map pack. So, but I haven't played the newest map pack yet.
On Xbox?
Yeah, on Xbox.
Yeah, I haven't even played the second map pack on PS3 yet.
Neither have I.
I'll just predicate everything on I hate every single map they've released so far.
Oh. So you're going to buy the next one? Like, it's
Yeah.
not a bit. You're like, yeah, I'm totally into it. Do you play zombies at all? So are you like,
Yeah,
you at least get
I
something?
do play zombie. Yeah.
What about you, Stoops? Do you have all the maps for both systems, or?
No, I just have everything for Xbox.
I'll be right back, guys.
Okay.
The PlayStation ones I haven't bought yet. I only play PlayStation when you guys are on, to be honest.
Oh, okay.
I ended up buying it because I had a whole bunch of friends that were on PS3,
Yeah.
and then they all ended up buying Xboxes.
So you're like, screw PS3.
Yeah, I mean, I have more time invested with Xbox, all the pro perks. With PS3, it's just, I take it more serious.
Yeah, I'm
Like
Go ahead.
on Xbox, I'll play however I want to play. Like Tomahawk only. I'll try different classes. PS3 is like more competitive. I kind of just try hard.
Yeah.
That's what I did on my Arcunio account. I kind of stopped carrying it around like 5th prestige because of all the frame rate issues and that.
Yeah.
And my KD was as low at one point as like 1.42. And now I got it up to 1.91, and it takes like 12 games to get it to go up 0.01.
Yeah, because you played so much.
That's the phase I go through. Like when the first comes out, I have that my mind's warped. Hey, KD's everything, and then after a while, I say, "Fuck it, I'm gonna play however I want to." Then I just have fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then your
You
KD
know,
tanks.
Not to get into that whole KD war about it, but
Dude, KD is very important. Yeah, I'm sitting at the same spot. I have the first map pack on both systems, and I don't know if I want to buy any more.
I'm almost ready to delete the ones I have to see like if all the bad players are now,
Well, that's
they
what
don't have the map.
friend of
So
mine
like,
does that.
my KD will go up.
That's what they say is if you can play if you delete the map packs, you get the people that aren't like the more dedicated players. Like you find a lot more casual.
Screeners.
Yeah.
You know?
But then again, you could run into like that party of tryhards that's doing exactly what you're doing, only they got 6 people to do it, and now they're still rolling in a party together and everything, and it could end up pretty bad.
The new map pack got a lot of good reviews by the big commentators, but I didn't see anything special about it. The hazard map is kind of cool because the colors and the golf course is kind of cool.
Yeah.
But they're all very sniper friendly.
I don't know if I have the patience to learn new maps at this point in the game's life cycle. Like I'm so hot or cold as to whether or not I'm going to get bullshit like pissed off when I'm playing, that I don't know if I want to go and spend more money and then risk getting mad because I can't play well because I don't know the maps and everything.
The thing is, they're all pretty much the same. It'll take you an hour to learn them, as long as you just play in the pick the map pack list.
Right.
I learned them in no time at all.
Well, the thing that really like disappoints me about the maps that we've gotten is that some of them seem like maybe so intricate and some of them kind of so big that it just kind of lends to the slow game style of the ghost guy in the corner with the motion sensor staring through at a door, and that I just can't stand. That's why I loved it when Nuketown 24/7 comes up, because you can just kind of always have that fast-paced gameplay.
You're crazy.
I wish what they would do is that they would have a small map 24/7 game, like mixed bag, where they had like firing range, Nuketown, and Summit just over and over and over again.
Crazy.
So,
a lot of these new maps they make, there's so many areas on the map that don't get used. It's like.
Well, that seems to be Treyarch's thing. Like I noticed that when Black Ops first came out, it's almost like in MW2 is especially bad because you had infinitely replenishing claymores, and you could cover the 2 entrances into the building. But even if we had those game rules on Black Ops, it's like Treyarch is like obsessive with putting not only a 3rd but like a 4th entrance into every like place you could possibly set up camp,
and a zip line.
And a zip line in. A teleporter.
Or a door that can be open and shut via a control room.
Yeah, I was thinking about that the other day because I was watching a gameplay I was actually playing on Radiation, and we were talking about how we had to get the doors open and closed. And me and Snoov actually did a commentary a long time ago talking about what we want in Black Ops and whether or not we would like interactive maps. And I was saying at the time that I thought it would be cool, and one of the examples I gave was that you'd have doors that you need to open to give a better access point to like an objective. And turns out I mean, maybe Treyarch's just bad at their integration of these like interactive things, but.
Well, I like the zip line. It is fun. But like the door opening and Radiation, stuff like that, the rockets flying off of launch, whatever, some of that stuff is just kind of annoying more than anything. I don't know, maybe a casual gamer thinks it's cool.
They probably do.
My buddy Kyle, I mean, he's a casual gamer, and every time the rocket goes on launch, he just freaks out like, God.
He watches it. It's so beautiful.
So,
it's good for a search and destroy, planting the bomb, and then the rocket goes off and they can't get to it.
Yeah. Or they try and be a hero. All right. Let's move on to the other big game coming out is Battlefield 3, and I know Veggie's excited for it, right?
I am, although I'm a little disappointed that it's going to be still going to be like 12-on-12 or 16-16 or whatever.
As opposed to 24-on-24?
Yeah, as opposed to the way they do it on PC, which is either 24 or 32.
My God.
I forget which, but
A lot of people.
yeah. Because most people complain about the slow gameplay of Battlefield. Oh, it takes 2 minutes to find somebody.
Yeah.
And usually, if you have a squad, that's not the case. But there's a lot of individual gamers out there.
Right.
And in Battlefield, if you had those extra players, you wouldn't have to look for people. They'd be there. Because on the PC, from what I've seen, Battlefield's really fast.
Yeah.
Well, that was the only thing I had with. Yeah, you hold your tongue.
After you.
That was the only problem I had with Battlefield was it was so slow. Even though playing with the squad, it was just incredibly slow paced, and I attribute that mainly just to the size of the maps. Like, it takes forever to get across these damn maps, and it just you spend like literally 50% of your time just running to get somewhere. And whereas like Modern Warfare 2 or just any of the Call of Duty games, most of the maps are a lot smaller. Like firing range, for example, is like you're hardly spending any time running. It's almost always engaging another enemy.
Well, and they're always like funneled into choke points, especially like on Rush, on Conquest. Every game mode, they're huge maps that get funneled into really small choke points to plant a bomb or something.
Yeah, you're eventually going to have to go into a building to plant that bomb.
Yeah, and I don't know why they don't just have some maps that lend really well to like a team deathmatch, a free-for-all, and those types of game modes. Medal of Honor actually did a really good job with it, despite it not being a great game.
Yeah.
Like Objective Raid, where you had to go and plant... It was demolition, basically. But the map was small, it was really fast-paced, and it was really fun. Yeah. And I don't know why Battlefield couldn't incorporate stuff like that into it.
That's one of the things I wanted to ask you. Do you still have your Medal of Honor game?
No, I got the Platinum trophy for it, and then I went ahead and traded it in for like $2.80.
Oh, man. That hurts me right here.
I didn't like the game personally either.
I mean, it looked good, but by the time, like, I think we took the approach that we were just going to linger and see what the reviews were. By the time it came down to making a decision, everyone had jumped ship, and the game was like in a $3 bin.
Well, with Black Ops coming out right after, and it was kind of destined to fail unless it was really, really great, and it had way too many issues with it to be, a blockbuster title.
Yeah.
I thought it was a good game. It wasn't as good as Call of Duty, but it was still fun.
Well, the reason I was asking if you still had your game or not was because one of the big selling points, and I think the still selling points for Medal of Honor is it says right on the cover that you get access to the Battlefield 3 beta.
Yeah, I'm sure I saved like numbers and everything. I wrote all that stuff down, but I don't know where it is.
Okay, because that's like you're hearing about all this beta and stuff, but the game's coming out in October, and I'm just wondering when that beta is going to actually happen, or if it. I was listening to someone's video, and they were talking about how they're not even talking about like a closed beta anymore. Like it could be an open like public beta, and they could just be saying thanks for buying Medal of Honor, but you're not getting anything special anybody with an email doesn't have. So that could suck. But
hey, I'm keeping my fingers crossed we have something like that, because that would be awesome. And like I understand why Activision, the parent company, I'm pretty sure it comes down from them why they don't want betas for open betas, I should say, for any of the Call of Duty series. Is like it adds to the hype, but I don't give a shit about hype. Like, yeah, your sales and everything are good, but if you really care about the longevity of the game, you should really go for the open betas, because you can. It's better to have a good product that comes off the shelf as close to not perfect, but as glitch free as possible. Product. Yeah, thank you. Instead of like well, here's like 70%. Sorry, that's the best we can do. As soon as you buy it and sign on, we're gonna give you like the next 20% of the patch, but we're gonna play the rest like 10% by ear, and we're probably actually going to fix 5% of that.
It's part of their business strategy.
Well, I anticipate that having an open beta and all that probably costs them out of their pocket, some disclosed amount, right? Yeah. So they're going to be taking money off of their profit. So if I was a game company and I could sell like 15 million copies without a beta, you couldn't get me to make a beta.
Well, right, and
it's so successful.
Like let's say you're gonna sell 15 million copies of a game, and you have an open beta, and now one person doesn't buy it because they didn't like the way the game played and stuff.
Exactly. Yeah.
You could have had 15 million, and it just like tough luck for those people that don't like it after they paid for it. But now you're giving people a free demo, and it all depends on whether or not you're looking to balance your game after the fact and keep the game's life going, which Activision, as we all know, is interested in like a 9-month life cycle.
Pretty much,
It's only a matter of time until Modern Warfare 3 starts showing up everywhere. It kind of already has. So Black Ops is probably out of their mind. I doubt we'll see a patch for it.
Other than the one today?
Yeah, what did they do today?
Some security patches, and remember when you're playing Search and Destroy, you can ninja defuse. You'd roll up behind someone. As soon as they dropped it, you immediately hit square so you could defuse it, and you wouldn't make any sound. Well, I guess they finally addressed that, so you can't do it anymore. Oh. And also, like, that fake defuse where you'd, like, pick it up for a second, and it would make, like, the jingling noise.
Yeah, the cell phone dialing or whatever.
But then drop it instantly, so you just get someone's attention and then aim down sights and pick them off as they come running in. I guess they supposedly addressed that as well.
Oh. That seems
Which
like
kind of sucks.
Yeah. Too bad Search and Destroy is broken anyway.
Whenever I play Search and Destroy, especially on like Nuketown 24/7, like I don't remember ever planting a bomb hardly. Like everybody, it's like
everyone?
It's a team deathmatch.
Yeah.
Medal of Honor had a game mode like that too. I don't think there's any bomb planting, but it was basically like camp match or something where you die. It's team deathmatch, but you don't respawn.
Yeah.
And that was the most terrible game mode I've ever played in my life.
Yeah, I bet you get a lot of people quitting, right?
Oh my god!
Because once they die, it's like one in the chamber.
Yeah.
Once you're out of it, you might as well quit.
That was so terrible. It had the ability, like Search and Destroy. You can get a really good gameplay if you do really good for 4 rounds in a row and get maybe 15, 16 kills. And I mean, you could have really good opportunity there to get a great game, but at the same time, when you die every round, I'm not a big fan of Search and Destroy because it's fast-paced for about 30 seconds and then nothing.
Yeah,
so
if you mess it up.
Yeah.
So getting back to Battlefield 3, I put a link in here to a Destructoid article that sort of talks about the classes that are going to be in, and they had a bit of a change. I don't know if you read it ahead of time, but I just want to go over that a little bit because I'm actually really intrigued by Battlefield 3 and the way it seems like it's going to play. Like they have all these new game mechanics they're putting in, like covering fire and different things, like the Frostbite 2 engine. The way the environment is going to deteriorate during a match seems like it's going to be really awesome. Like not just a building will fall down, but like if an RPG hits a building, a chunk of that building will fall down, and it makes for more of a realistic game. So what we have now, they got rid of the medic class. The assault class now has medkits and defibrillators.
And with a light machine gun, is that now the people that get the ammo box?
I think
if I remember that correctly.
The support class arguably has the most interesting new tools at hand, as it doesn't just wield an LMG, but now has access to bipods and suppressive fire.
Ooh, bipods.
Yeah, it says you can put it on a windowsill or like a wall or something like that. It doesn't say. What were you asking about the med kit?
The ammo box. Didn't if you get a light machine gun now, don't you have an ammo box like the assault class used to?
I don't know. I don't see that anywhere, but
I heard that somewhere. I don't even know where.
Yeah, but yeah, I think the way it looks like they're almost going for a different kind of balance between the 4 classes. Like you don't have to worry about like what guns you're using and stuff, which I think is an interesting way to look at balance instead of having to worry about people using overpowered classes and everything.
Or everybody choosing the same class to hide in the back of the map and like assimilate into a bush and shoot out of it.
That's what I was going to say when you're talking about how you wanted 32-player lobbies or 64-player lobbies.
Yeah.
And in that maybe you'd probably end up with like 28 snipers then, but there'd be just so many snipers that they'd be easy enough to kill instead of
What's amazing about it is that, I mean, it's not, they don't score any points.
Yeah.
And you have to adjust for bullet drop. You have to get a headshot, basically, and they still do it. I don't understand it.
It's because it's so satisfying when you do hit that headshot from like a mile and a half away. You're like, yes, I'm the man. And then you're like 1 in 16 because you keep getting snuck up on by an engineer or something like that.
Yeah, the only thing that, I mean, I like Battlefield. The only problems I have with Battlefield is the 30 frames per second don't bother me.
Yep.
But the lack of variety kind of does, because that's what Call of Duty has on it. You can create your own class, your own custom kill streaks. You have all these guns. I mean, you can set it up any way you want.
Yeah.
And you can have a party of 6 to 9 people according to what game mode you're playing too.
Right.
And you get to Battlefield, they have a lot of limitations. 4 people in a party, and these are the set guns you can choose from if you want to run this kit, and the lack of game modes too.
Yeah.
And that's the only thing that holds me back on Battlefield 3. I'll still play it because I really like Battlefield. But at the same time, I expect it to be kind of more of the same unless they've made some big changes on how the maps play out.
Well, I mean, it seems... I mean, the maps... The tough part is it's clearly being designed for PC again. But so they're going to make these maps that are so huge. But I've heard that they are... Like, they modify them... They're putting focus in on modifying them for console use. So hopefully it'll be... a little more fast-paced and everything, but
hopefully, yeah.
We'll see. What, Stoobs, are you going to get Battlefield?
Yeah.
What system are you guys going to get it for? Are you going to get it for Xbox, or are you going to get it for PS3?
You know what? I just got the PS3 in March, so I haven't really come to that cross that bridge yet of buying another game and which am I going to get it for? Because I was just thinking about that earlier. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to have to start buying 2 games.
Yeah. Or dividing your time. Yeah.
But you know what? It's I have Battlefield 3. I don't play it too often. The only way I'm going to play that is if I'm playing it with friends.
Yeah.
So if most likely I'm going to play it with you guys, so I'm probably going to get it for PS3.
Okay. Well, that's
same with me, and I'm a trophy whore. So.
Oh yeah.
Like something about trophies that just boggles my mind.
Yeah,
It makes me have to get them.
I was playing. I got a free download of Sonic the Hedgehog 2 the other day, and it was giving me trophies, and I was like, getting all excited for beating like level 1. It's like, here's a trophy, and I was like, yes, I'm the man. But that's one of the. I wanted to say this before with Battlefield 3. They need to change. If they keep the same squad system where you can spawn on each other and everything, and a 4-player squad base. They need to change the voice chat, and you need to be able to talk to other people that are at least outside of your squad. So you can have parties of 6 or 8 go into a game, and while you might be separated into different squads, you could still talk amongst each other and then operate separately.
I never really understood why they did that anyway, because I know they're trying to focus on, each 4 classes, like everybody picks one class, of 4 people.
Right.
But it's just such a... I don't know. It's really annoying when you're having to knife a guy who has an ammo box that you need, but he won't give it to you because he can't hear you.
Yeah, you just gotta keep tapping select on him, and the guy's going, your character's going, ammo.
That's the only thing. Battlefield has limitations on it, and Call of Duty, even with all of the nonsense that are in its games, like the Danger Close Commando, all the crap. There's never been limitations. It's always been they go too far. Yeah. Not that they don't do enough. And that's what it is with Battlefield. They just haven't done enough to attract the casual gamer.
Right.
Yeah. Or at least not to the huge extent that Call of Duty has. Because they did sell 3 million copies of Bad Company 2, so they did really well. Just
the game looks really good. Like Bad Company 2, like the visuals on it and everything. It looks amazing. And Battlefield 3 looks really good. While Modern Warfare 3 it looks really good, like in the cinematics I've seen and everything, but it has that Call of Duty look to it.
Yeah, it's too pristine to be real, kind of thing.
I'm not as excited for Modern Warfare 3 to come out as I was Black Ops.
Are you afraid to be excited, or you just think it's getting old?
I'm just not gonna. I'm not putting any expectation on it. I'm just gonna kind of I was so sick of Modern Warfare 2, I just could not wait for Black Ops.
Yeah.
But you know what? I know, come back to me in October and ask me again. I might have a different.
You're gonna be ready
opinion.
to go.
The other day, I was ready to just, not to get off topic, but I was just ready to throw my Black Ops disc in the garbage. But not saying, hey, can't wait for Modern Warfare 3. That wasn't what I was saying.
Well, I follow the same life cycle with every Call of Duty game. I don't know how we got as far into Call of Duty 4 as we did. We played that for 18 months.
It's because it was the first one.
Right.
And it was completely different from everything else we've been playing.
Right. So
and that's why people are nostalgic about it.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, but it's...
What I'm a little bit hesitant on is it's just I like Modern Warfare 2, but there's so much bullshit, and that's kind of what I'm perceiving that Modern Warfare 3 is going to about, maybe subconsciously. I'm just kind of like, I'm just going to wait. I'm going to wait. I'm not going to get my hopes up. I'm just going to kind of go into it.
You're afraid to love again. We get it.
Well, I feel the same way because when Black Ops was coming out, I was really excited for it because I hated MW2 at the time.
Yeah.
Because of all the bull crap. And then when Black Ops came out, I played it so much in the first 2 months that it was out, from November to like January, that I grew to hate it. And because I played like 6 or 7 or maybe even 8 days of playtime in those first couple of months, I was a complete loser. like I just constantly played, and I grew to hate it. Now that
yeah, some people are still doing that.
Now that I play it more casually, I still play a lot, but I took a break, and now I kind of have it more into perspective. Like, Ghost is annoying, or this is annoying, but whatever.
Yeah.
I'm not that excited for MW3 because I'm afraid it's going to be the same thing where I get burnt out on it and go in this bipolar play cycle.
See, you guys are like a full game cycle behind me, and you can ask Chris about it because going from COD 4 to MW2, I was so excited I can't even begin to tell you just every day, every little bit of new information I get a hold of, I was like, oh my god, I was just so excited. And then
I remember finding about Harrier strikes and what's an AC-130?
Yeah. Everything was just awesome about it. And then, of course, 4 months into it, reality sets in. You're like, oh, shit. There's some glaring issues with this. And it lost its luster.
Yeah, I remember watching the teaser trailer, not to cut you off, I don't know if you remember the same one, but it was on Afghan, where it showed somebody walking up to a sniper that was on the cliff.
Oh yeah,
and you're like, watch his radar. It scrambles. That's a nasty perk. If you get too close to you, it scrambles people's radars. That's gonna be awesome.
They did the same thing with that one perk in COD 4 where you can hear other people's mics on the other team. That was the worst idea ever.
Well, that's when Snoob was first trying to get me into Call of Duty 4, he was like, yeah, and they have this perk where once you get killed, you go into, it's called Last Stand. And you got one more chance with your pistol. You got 10 seconds to kill the guy. And I'm like, wow, that's going to be cool.
Or Painkiller.
Yeah. Oh my god.
So we should probably take note. Let's be like crazy cynics when we find out all the perks and everything. Modern Warfare 3.
I look forward to Modern Warfare 3 just to see what it plays like, but I'm also not. I'm not going to be under the assumption that it's going to save me from the Ghost motion sensor camp fest or something. I think it's still. I mean, there's still going to be issues, but
they'd have to have balls to take UAV Jammer out of the game.
Well, as long as there's something to compete with it, and there's really nothing you can do about it. What I've noticed though is going back to MW2. There's a lot of people using cold-blooded all of a sudden.
Yeah.
And you never ran into people using cold-blooded in MW2. It was always stopping power, hardline, lightweight.
Yep.
And now all of a sudden these guys with cold-blooded are running around. So it's changed the way people game on Call of Duty.
With each step we take.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is a really good attitude to take towards it, though, because that's what I did with Black Ops. And I even told Chris, I was like, dude, I'm going to this totally, cautious. I'm not saying good, I'm not saying bad, I'm neutral. I'm not going to think about it, and I'll let the game tell me, and I'm not going to let my excitement or my lack of excitement get in the way of my experience. And I have the same opinion about Black Ops as I did the second day after it was released. If you go back to our channel and you look for 21 Days of Black Ops Day 2...
Lackluster!
Dude, thank you!
The lackluster king.
That is the perfect word to describe Black Ops. It is lackluster.
I remember that word.
I actually think Black Ops is the best Call of Duty that I've played.
Oh.
I just think that it plays slower, which isn't up my alley. I like really fast-paced gameplay. I love Shipment. I love Rust. I didn't like Rust as much as Shipment, but I love Nuketown. I love Fire Range Summit. The small maps are right up my alley.
I will almost 100% agree with you. I think it's not quite the best, but it's certainly a good option because it is the most balanced of them. It still has its issues, like Ghost Pro, and Second Chance is still a bitch perk, and I don't think I'll have it, unfortunately, but
I don't know why they have it.
Yeah, out of COD 4, Modern Warfare 2, and Black Ops, because I have zero experience with World at War, it's the most balanced. So out of the three, you can go to that and not get as pissed off as.
Well, let's take it as, let's say you got a group of 100 people that, like, you're at a LAN or something, like a LAN party or something, and you're gonna all network together, and nobody's a douchebag, so nobody's gonna do stupid shit. Like, which game would you rather play?
Modern Warfare 2.
Modern Warfare 2.
All day.
Yeah.
Yep.
If no one's gonna play like a douchebag,
yeah,
you can't beat it. And I tweeted to fucking 402 one night saying, Modern Warfare 2 was one patch away from being immortal. It really was. Like, if all they needed to do was, like, cut down the commando distance, because I obviously can't remove it, but, like, cut it down by a third to a half of what it was giving you for, like, the longest lunge distance, and just annihilate the possibility of infinite explosion replenishing, infinitely replenishing your explosives. That game would have been perfect.
Yeah.
That's where the two stand out. Like, you get rid of that, and it's like, holy shit, this game is ridiculously awesome.
What are the chances that they're masterminds and they plan on leaving imperfections in the game to get us talking like this and get us looking forward to the next title?
Wouldn't surprise me.
I don't understand, how it could be such a big issue and they don't do anything about it. They went and patched the models like nothing.
Yeah.
It's like,
made them worthless.
And this one-man army noob tube thing is way of a worse
But
problem.
that was in the beginning of the game's life cycle, where it could have still hurt the purchase of new copies of the game.
Yeah, I didn't start watching YouTube until right before MW2 came out. And I remember when I wanted to see what MW2 was like, I saw a video from Hutch, and that was like the first person I'd ever seen. And he was saying how awesome MW2 was. And I remember he had the intervention and like akimbo, the revolvers, the magnums.
I remember that one. He was talking about the show Dexter, right?
Yeah.
It was like the first one.
Yeah, and he just loved the game. And, I don't want to... With MW3, I anticipate there being issues, but I also realized that from COD 4 to World at War, there was basically no change. There were small changes, but not a lot. Then there was a big jump in MW2, a lot of changes and a lot of innovation, like with the kill streaks and everything, and a lot of mistakes. Black Ops now repaired all of that and really made a much better game in terms of balance and everything. So I think for MW3, I think they can do better. There's no death streaks, there's no commando, and there's hopefully no danger close or anything even remotely like that. So, I mean, maybe it will be MW2 patched. I mean, maybe that's what it'll be like.
It's possible. I mean, I made a commentary about, like, you might as well get excited for it. Like, what's the worst that could happen is you just get disappointed again, then you don't have to play it.
Yeah.
Right.
Go back to Black Ops, and then MW2, and then World at War, then COD 4, and then start all over.
Yeah, and then wait 9 months and...
I think no matter what, I mean, any Call of Duty that's ever going to be made, there's going to be something that stands out that someone's not going to like.
Well, it's the community. It's how people play.
Yeah, you know what? I think personally it has to be that way. Like there has to be campers. There has to be different. There has to be culture, and that's what I like about it. There's different play styles. Yeah, I don't like a lot of them, but you know what? That was what makes it interesting. If everyone played the same, the game would be fucking boring.
Yeah, that's true.
If there was like one thing in Black Ops I would take out, it would be like second chance, and that might be all. Even the RCXD doesn't bother me that much because there's Flak Jacket. You got a counter to it.
Yeah, and I can't even... Honestly, I do not know the last time I ran into an RCXD. It's like everyone finally gave up on it.
Yeah,
it's fun for a while, and then, whatever.
Yeah.
So, there you go.
So, I think that's a good place to end the conversation for right now. I have no idea how long this has been going on for. So
pretty long. Before you jump into the next one, I apologize, but as you can attest, it is probably like 95 out still with like 130% humidity. I'm going to step out for a minute and get some water. Continue the next topic. I'll be back.
Hey, wait. I was actually going to say that we should wrap up the podcast. This should be the end of episode 1.
Okay, that's fine. We can do that too.
Okay.
Well, before you go,
and make us wait for 15 minutes while you go get stuff. Then we'll end the podcast.
I'm with you because it's like 95 here too, and I'm in like this small little room without an air conditioner or anything. So
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
if I appear moist, I apologize.
We're all sacrificing for the cause here. Everyone's like got swamp ass like you wouldn't believe.
Yeah.
All right, so this was the Game Speak episode 1. Snoov, where can they find you if they want to follow you or subscribe to you?
If they want to subscribe, you go to youtube.com/ShustyBang. That is Chris and I's channel. It is SHUSTYBANG. A lot of people pronounce it Shustybang. It is indeed Shustybang. It's actually supposed to be a U with the 2 little dots above it, but you can't type it. It is what it is. But it's Shustybang. And if you want to follow me on Twitter, it's I'm at Snoov603. It's SNOOV 603.
All right, Stoobs, what about you?
YouTube at Stoob6767. My gamer tags in PSN are Stoob67. I'm a Twitter noob, so
They
we'll
can
do that
follow
one.
you.
That's that.
They can follow you if they want at Stoobs.
At Stoob67.
Nice. And Veggie?
Veggie530 on Twitter and YouTube, and if you can't spell veggie, I don't want you on my channel.
Oh, getting called out. All right, and I am FakeThriller. You can subscribe to me on YouTube at youtube.com/ShustyBang or youtube.com/FakeThriller because I do post my own Let's Play videos.
I have.
Oh, his mic cuts out at the last second.
Damn it, I'm still here.
What'd you say?
I haven't gotten around to doing my own Let's Plays yet.
And you can also follow me on Twitter at twitter.com/FakeThriller. So for everybody below me here, Snoop603, Stoop67, Veggie530, I'm FakeThriller, and thanks for joining us, and we'll catch you on the next episode.